Thank you. Good evening. My name is Anthony Gonzalez, and I am honored to introduce the next inductee to the AISD Hall of Fame. This is Brea Garrett Shade. I was blessed with the opportunity to coach Brea for 3 years at Arlington Martin High School. And I can tell you this, there was never a day that went by that was the exact same with Miss Brea Garrett. There was a lot of days that she would leave the throwing ring, and I was the meanest person in the world to her. But there was a few days when she would leave and she'd have a great big smile on her face. Our head girls track coach came up to me one afternoon and asked me if I would try coaching Brea in the shot put. At that point in time, the Lady Volunteers of Brea High School had dominated girls track, and so Coach Hartley was trying to find every possible way to squeeze as many points as she possibly could out of every member of her track team so that we could knock out the Brea Volunteers. Before this time, the only thing that I knew about Brea was that she was extremely talented, extremely athletic, and very, very loud. She had a very loud but very energizing personality. Needless to say, I had my reservations about coaching her just because I was all business when it came to coaching shot put. And everyone that I coached was held to an extremely high standard with very little room for nonsense. I knew that I was going to, with me coaching her, was going to be a culture shock to her and to me. She came down to practice with me. I made my expectations very clear to her, and she told me that she was ready to work and ready to work in the way that I asked. She then proceeded to try to hug me. That was something that she tried to do constantly throughout her career, so I had to make it very clear to her that I had a no-hug policy with the athletes that I coached. But it did not take me long to figure out that she could be special, and the things that she could do in that ring could impact her team in a very positive way. There are a lot of things that make this young lady very special. All these things are very, very special, including state championships in the 100-meter hurdles, 2-time state champ in the shot put, multiple district championships, multiple regional championships, being a national champion in the weight throw at Texas A&M, using her athletic abilities to help parlay that into a degree from Texas A&M University. All of these accomplishments are very honorable, but this is not what makes Brea who she is. What I feel like puts Brea in a class of her own and what makes her special is what she gives back to the sport of track and field. I'm talking about what she gives the sport emotionally. I talk to my athletes all the time about becoming emotionally invested in the sports that they're playing. Brea knew that track and field provided a platform for her to be successful and for her to reach her goals. She did not take that for granted. There are a lot of talented athletes out there today that are strong, fast, and athletic, but fail to reach the point of becoming elite because they refuse to get emotionally involved. Brea did this every single day. It still gives me chills and still gives me goosebumps to think about Brea Garrett as she would step into those blocks, getting ready to run a race, step onto that runway to get ready to long jump, or to step into that ring to get ready to throw the shot put. When she did all those things, she had a purpose. You could see it in her eyes, and you could see it with the look on her face. When it came time to compete in any event, you were getting ready to see everything that she had, and she was going to leave it all out there. She felt like the sport deserved that back from her. The same sport that had provided so much for her. It did not matter if she won. It did not matter if she lost, which that did not happen very much in her career at Arlington Martin High School. She always had tears in her eyes because she was emotionally spent. This is what I admired most about her, and that is the reason why she's an elite athlete, and she is a role model to a lot of young athletes out there today. In 2011, after she won the state championship in the shot put, about an hour after she had just won the state championship in the 100-meter hurdles, we were walking up to the podium at the state track meet to get her medal. After she had gotten her medal and had many interviews and many pictures, she came up to me in tears and put her arms around me and gave me a great big hug. Of course, my no-hug policy was null and void, and I hugged her back. She thanked me over and over again for me helping her reach her goals to be a state champion. I just replied with a thank you. I should have said it then, but I'm going to say it tonight. I want to tell you, Brea, how much I appreciate you more than you will ever know. I thank you for making me a better coach. You have shown me, just like you have shown many others, to be elite and to be the very best. Your sport deserves everything back from you. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Hall of Fame inductee, Ms. Brea Garrett Shea.